this perspective is going to set you free, is going to release you from this idea that you have to be healing yourself for years and years and years, that you're not perfect yet, that you need to fix yourself, and like you need to go and look for the cause and the root of every single thing that happened in your life, or what your childhood was, and like what it means everything. I want you to start to understand that all is neutral. And this video is about the fact that circumstances are neutral. And you're always just a perspective away from a completely different experience and a completely different life. A new identity is, in fact, a new perspective about yourself, a new perspective about your inner world, a new perspective about the world that you emanate, the world that you create. It's a new perspective. And that's why it's like you're just a perspective away from a new, completely different life. That's why when I also have my shifts of perspective within myself by reflecting, by listening to another teacher and listening to another mentor, going for a therapy session, it's every time it's like, yeah, I love talking to that person. I love hearing this. I love reading this because my perspective shifts. So because my perspective shifted, then I'm a different being, right? I'm a different identity now. I'm a different version of me. In that moment, I've realized that I have another perspectives available to me. And this is why I love mentoring and coaching so much, because it's literally showing people new perspectives about themselves that are already available, that already exist. Because we're living in an infinite universe, and consciousness is who you are. So it comes to accepting who you are as consciousness. It's understanding that your true identity is your pure awareness, your pure consciousness. You are the source, the awareness that is behind everything, that creates everything. And when you understand that you're just selecting again and again and again, like I literally was feeling like recording this video and I didn't want to do it at home. Literally parked my car. I brought my microphone. I'm filming this video while I'm facing the ocean. Because I said, I want to see the ocean today when I'm recording. I want to see the plants. I want to see the flowers in front of me. And nothing is going to limit. I don't care about the people passing by or the cars passing by. That is my perception. That is my perspective. Because I made this decision and I selected this, right? And about the fact that your circumstances are neutral and how to take your power back is understanding that I really want to give this specific example about my business. Okay, so if you don't know a little bit of my story, I actually came from a very different field to what I'm working with right now, even though now that I look back, I was always interested in science, in well being, in biology, and everything. And I have a master in veterinary medicine. But then in the end of the course, which is like a 6-7 years course, I've decided to change my career and change my field. And I knew that I was meant to be working with people, to inspire people. And that was like my idea in the beginning. I want to be inspiring people and I want to transmit. And I love transmitting, I love sharing, I love teaching, I love communicating. And I really always wanted to transmit words and messages and wisdom and knowledge that empower people and that bring them back to their power and to live the life that they love. So and then I started my own business, right? I started my own business. I started my own mentoring. I started creating content and all of that, having a podcast, traveling the world, meeting clients, and all of that. But if you're a business owner and you can apply it even if you are not a business owner and you have a job, for example, like you work for someone else, we are always like, imagine something happen in your business, like you have a day or week or month where you're not having any sales, or that you're not having any messages, or it's a work week in your life that everything is just like going bad, you're not closing deals, like things are just not going right. We take that moment and we, using our free will and our power as consciousness, we take and we look at that circumstance that we're experiencing and we give it a meaning of like, yeah, this means that I'm not good enough. This means that I'm doing something wrong. This means that my content is not right. This means that I'm not selling right. This means that I might be fired. Like people are not liking me. This means something. And then yeah, so that's the perspective that you're looking at it. You're looking at that circumstance which is actually neutral, and you're saying that it has this meaning about you. So maybe you look at your business, you look at your a YouTube account and like, yeah, well, I have this amount of views, I have this amount of followers, like I must be doing something wrong. Um, my message and my presence is not enough. Like you can go on so many meanings, and the thing is like they are available to you. Those meanings, those perspectives are available to you. Yeah, your mind can actually suggest that, but you don't have to select that. You can go back and be like, wait a minute, I have free will and I'm free from this shitty perspective about me and about who I am and about what I do and what about what I create. Why am I putting this meaning into this thing? Because when I'm putting that meaning to that thing from all these infinite perspectives, all these infinite identities, all these infinite timelines and realities, I'm choosing the one that I actually don't like, that it feels crappy to me, that tells me that I'm not perfect, that I'm not whole. And like source and universe and God is like, you're just amazing, you're just beautiful, you're just like perfection. And in that moment, I'm selecting this reality where I say this about me. Yeah, I'm not, this is happening because I'm not worthy. This is happening because I'm not doing well. This is happening because I'm not selling well enough. This is happening because I am this. But in that moment, you are selecting as consciousness that timeline about yourself, that identity that I'm not doing it well, I'm the person that is not doing well, I'm the person that is not whatever enough, right? So that is what you are selecting. Do you understand? What if you just look at yourself and be like, what if these things that have been happening in my business, in my work, they don't actually have any meaning about me? What if I actually look at it and be like, this doesn't mean anything about what I do, about who I am, about how worthy or whole I am, about how amazing I am, about how great I am, about how creative and like slaying queen I am? Because I was the only one making that decision all this damn time. So what if I look at it now and be like, well, actually, I release myself from this shit. I set myself free and I give myself the power back. And I come back to my own power. I come back to my perspective that is not based on self doubt anymore, that is actually serving me, that is actually making me live the life that I love. So instead of looking at that stuff like, yeah, this was a slow month in my business, I'm like, yeah, it was what it was. I'm still amazing and I'm still like everything always works out for me. I always have everything that I want. I'm always one with everything because I am literally everything. I'm one with all there is. I am one. I am that one. I am the one that can be anything. I'm the one that can have everything. I'm the one that is everything. And so you start to realize, damn it, like those things actually didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything. It was me giving that meaning into the things. It was me selecting that perspective, selecting that identity about myself. So of course I was experiencing then me not selling and me being stuck in these loops that I must be doing something wrong. I have to learn how to sell. I have to learn with these codes. I have to learn all this strategy because I'm not doing this correctly and I'm not doing this well. So that is why it's like so important to realize, oh, actually, it was like me using my own decision because you're always deciding and you find and you decide your own criterias. So you can decide the criteria of like, oh yeah, this was happening and these circumstances and these viewings and these sales, they were all happening. So this is the criteria that I'm using as a permission slip to justify my choice that I'm not enough, that I'm not there yet, that I'm still not the business owner that I want, that I still don't have my dream business, that I'm still not the mentor that I want to be, that I'm still not the creator, I'm still not the leader, I'm still not the CEO. Like you create every single thing, baby. And so the moment you realize like, oh, wait a minute, like what if I don't select this criteria and this permission slip and I just decide who I prefer to be? I was listening to this morning that's like delusion. I never use that word delusion, but if you think about the word, it's like letting go of the illusion, right? Letting go of the illusion that you're separate with the things that you desire, letting go of the illusion that you're not that you desire, letting go of the illusion that you're stuck in a fixed reality, right? And actually delusion is just like letting go of keeping yourself in the loop that is just about self-doubting and about like, oh, are you sure? Like my mind will still self-doubt, but the thing is like the difference is not that self-doubt doesn't exist, that it doesn't show up. It's just that I don't identify and I don't entertain that anymore. And even when I do identify with it and entertain it for a little bit, then I come back and know, wait a minute, I'm sure everything always works out for me. It's all me and it's all perfect. So this is the message that I wanted to share with you today. That is like, it's just so much easier, and that's why I said you are just a perspective away from a completely different life. Because if you start to understand that you're always making these choices, how can you actually make the constant choices that benefit you? That's why people say you're always manifesting, or you just keep manifesting. Like everything is just perfect. Everything is the way you keep telling that story about yourself. That's what you live. That's your identity. So what is the story that you now want to tell about yourself, and realize circumstances are neutral. You don't have to fix the circumstance. The moment there's something that you don't like so much, you can say, yeah, I don't like that much, but who I decide to be now, who I'm being now, despite what I'm seeing and what I'm perceiving, because that is just temporary. That was just past news. That is just a reflection of past assumptions, of my past identities. So now I know, yeah, I don't, that really doesn't give any meaning to me. My identity doesn't need any proof, internal or external, which means I don't need to have the perfect thoughts, the perfect emotions to be that. I don't need to have the perfect circumstances to tell me that I am who I say I am. I am who I say I am because I said so. So if you want to dive deeper with me, and if you want to set yourself free, go grab my course. You decide reality follows you or reality shift. I always confuse this name. And if you want to work one-on-one with me, just go to my Stanstore, and I'm so excited to be with you. Much love.